If you give someone a shovel in their hand and they can dig a hole, you're employable to us. You can do a job.
I felt drained. I felt emotional.
It's just so morally wrong for the industry just to literally find out that someone's killed himself last night and this morning, yeah, we'll crack on again.
Bring the ball in, people automatically drop their guard and have a chit-chat a lot quicker.
Because a lot of people don't want to talk about mental health straight away, so it's a good icebreaker.
And just that one thing stopped him from doing it. That was just a play game of rugby. Ooh. I'm a true believer that sport can solve a lot of the problems of what's wrong in the industry, but just need the industry to listen.
Yeah, just another day in paradise, as they say.
No, so you still got it?
Still got that.
Yeah, I'm improving it as much as I can. How are you?
How you doing, bro?
All good. So we're here tonight with a big group that we're walking from the home of rugby here in England, at Twickenham, over to the Excel Centre in East London to open up UK Construction Week. 26.2 miles, a marathon distance. We've got 10 hours to get there, and yeah, we best not be late. What we're all about is raising awareness for the mental health and the shocking statistics in the industry. Back in 2008, I was involved in an attack where I had sulfuric acid thrown on me. I got diagnosed with what was known as PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I come across a little bit of conflict on sites where I disagreed heavily with the way that we were being told to live our lives and how to deal with mental health and well-being. And I just massively disagreed with it, and I just thought there's more to this. Let's go out there and say, look, I genuinely want to help, and I will create these sporting opportunities for people to get involved with. Everyone's worried. You can't voice concerns in the construction world because a lot of the time you're surplus to requirements, and if people voice their concerns, you're easily replaced tomorrow, and the industry doesn't want you.
You know, I was going to wear my socks and sandals onto this football.
You're not wearing socks and sandals?
No, I'm not. Definitely not wearing socks and sandals.
Not with umbrellas?
I'll get stones in between my toes. I've been at work this morning, that's all right. I finished at 4 and I've come straight here afterwards. I ain't even been home yet. We're quite a small scaffolding team, so we all know each other on first name basis. So when one of us is struggling, we all know we can talk to each other. The 26-mile walk represents the mental struggle that some people go through. So if you know someone's in a bad mental state and you're working with them and they're coming in, they're depressed or they're tired or they're struggling with gambling addictions or contemplating suicide, it filters through to everyone.
It's the industry itself it's such a macho orientated. You tell somebody you're scaffolding with that you're not feeling good or you've got a few little problems, that would make you go, man up basically, get on with it.
Hello. I know someone who's effectively put themselves in hospital with a failed attempt, but you're only ever a step away from going down that dark alley, and that's why it's so important to do things we enjoy.
A massive, massive thank you for coming along. It's 5 years of hard work of trying to convince people that this is a good idea, and so we can talk about the mental health stuff in the industry, or we can actually get together and actually do something and walk the walk. Right, all set? You put them in an environment together where they're just walking along side by side. There's no titles whatsoever. Everyone's stripped of any kind of hierarchy. That goes, and people open up, and then they start to understand that, God, I am struggling, but I've just realised I'm not the only one.
We've had a little bit of a sing-along as well. We had a banging bit of Sweet Caroline coming down the river. You know, it's good to just chat rubbish to everyone, isn't it, really? Good for your mental health.
These big macho stereotype people are the softest people in the world. You know, I can promise you that. The people you find
On construction, I truly believe we're the biggest hearts there are.
Always an early start, really, anyway. Like, always have to be up early. I only over Herring Gate today, so I'll go down to the yard, strap the lorry up. It's me, Adam and Frank, innit? Sorry, Kat. Yeah.
Who's you two?
I'm 24 years old. I grew up in London, mainly the east part of London. I kind of had two homes growing up. Basically, me and Nan and Grandad got ill, kind of like simultaneously. So then I moved in to sort of help out around the house, and then never really went back home.
Have it.
Bye, darling.
Bye.
Love you.
Take care. Well, look. Let's get rubbish. Well, look.
I decided I didn't want to study no more. It weren't for me. Told my mother, and she always had the idea of if you're not going to study, you're going to go work. So then I walked over to the trad yard, which is just over the road from here, and they gave me a job and I started the Monday.
What's that show like? Welcome to my crib or something? It's like Welcome to my yard.
Yeah, they won.
What?
Get to the yard for 6, say hello to whoever's in the office,
Oh, are you in?
ask where we're going, strap up the lorry, start the lorry up, do me lorry checks, then the lads will start rolling in.
9 times out of 10, you're in the same team with the same people. Normally three-handed, two-handed, sometimes four.
With the scaffolder gangs, if you're working on site, there's normally more than like 4 or 5 of you. And if you've known each other for a while, you always got a laugh and a joke. Well, the lorry's like a mobile office, basically. Everything you could wish to have in the yard is on that lorry, so you can complete every single job. It's lovely. You want to be in my camp because I'm just a happy-go-lucky fella. Like, I ain't a miserable person in the morning. That lorry is massively important for bonding. Massively important for bonding. I've had lads say they split up with their missus or something like that. They'll open up about that in the lorry. If you're on a building site and you've got 50 people on it, you don't really want to be having your private life thrown about. But then in that lorry, there is literally what happens in this lorry stays in this lorry.
Come up on that first boarding lift there.
Frank, yeah, I'll take you up there, please. Everyone here pulls their weight normally, but obviously if you have someone that's come in who's had a particularly heavy weekend or is feeling a bit rough or is ill or something like that, you have to pick up the slack a little bit. Done it on purpose.
Our main job description is to provide safe working platforms for other trades of the industry. As a saying that it takes 10 years to learn scaffolding and 20 years to become good at it.
If you get along with people, it makes it a lot easier. I mean, I know I could say anything to these two, and they could say anything to me. And when people turn up and they try to act all macho and tough, we just laugh at them. Like, we do generally just laugh at them because we know it's all going to fade eventually.
We have breakfast, don't we? Subway for breakfast, steak and cheese. Pucker breakfast.
Leeds losing a weekend ain't good for your mental health.
Yeah.
What happened? I was over at the scaffold. Forklift driver chucked himself off the 4th floor and...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was over at building site and one of the workers on the site actually went up and threw themselves off the 3rd floor and landed on the scaffold. And I was currently working on the scaffold at the time. It was a shock, obviously. We had chats about it. Obviously, the site was talking about it, but then as it just died out, sort of thing. Like that was it. It happened, and I was gone somewhere else. Then there was no support.
Because of the nature of the job that we do, it can be quite dangerous at times. We have to look out for each other. It's about communication, but ultimately you all still care about each other, you know, and you do worry about how people are feeling to a certain degree, don't you? Yeah.
No one wants to show the kinks in their armour, really. But then, as I said, if you work with the same people enough, then them kinks in the armour start to show, and then you start opening up a bit more.
We're here in the middle of London today, literally going around, brought the football with me, going to go and see a load of construction workers, bring the ball in, people automatically drop their guard and have a chit-chat a lot quicker. And the football, there you go. Yeah, it's all about mental health and wellbeing in construction, and we're effectively setting up some football teams and all different sports to use it, basically, as a way of addressing mental health and wellbeing. Yeah. English lad?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Faversham, Kent.
Oh, yeah.
You just throw the ball to them, and guess what? They catch it, or they try to, because it's a natural reaction, and then they throw it back to you, and then suddenly they've got some common ground.
Well, the money's not the same back home, so it's better to come down here.
Yeah.
Better for the mind.
Exactly,
And the pocket.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably it's a good icebreaker to obviously get into there and talk to something else, because a lot of people don't want to talk about mental health straight away. So if you've got something to talk about, it would maybe open the door for another conversation.
Was obsessed with sport and how sport helps mental health and well-being, so there you go, I'll let you pass it up to your driver. He wants it.
Sport is good, especially working here long hours. It's good doing something else. It's good for your health, for your well-being.
Like I say, we're not counsellors, we're not psychiatrists or anything like that, we're just general construction workers who want to help.
It's completely acceptable for the industry just to literally find out that someone's killed himself last night and this morning, yeah, we'll crack on again. It's just so morally wrong. I think their industry is probably terrified of actually realising the truth of it all. I was out with all my mates. I'd bumped into a group of guys that I knew from school. One of them assaulted 3 innocent guys that were walking towards us for no reason whatsoever. I see that had happened and completely disagreed with it and stepped in. It just so happened that one of them had a bottle of sulfuric acid on him, and then before anything could then happen from there, I was then had a bottle of acid thrown on me. The policeman held my face for 5-10 minutes, and then he actually got burns across his hands from where it was running off onto him. He pleaded guilty. He got given 3 years in prison, I think. Served his crime and he was out, and then suddenly I'm still being punished. Post-traumatic stress disorder I was diagnosed with. Without a shadow of a doubt, that was the anger inside me was more to the point of the people that it affects around you, and to see like that happen to someone. If you give someone a shovel in their hand and they can dig a hole, you're employable to us. You can do a job. Well, these people are coming off of frontline military service. They're coming out of prison service. The root cause to these guys' problems is from outside of the industry. I truly believe if they've got gambling problems or alcohol issues and all that kind of stuff, there's something there what's potentially masking a pain from beyond.
How long have you been in the UK?
5 years.
5 years, yeah. Always construction?
Yeah.
What did you do back in Romania?
Have different type of job. I was waiter, building old houses.
Because we are that industry that gives everyone hope, and when everybody is broken or falls down and has nothing, the industry gives these people a lifeline to come into it. The only thing with our industry is when they do come into it, there's no support services at that initial stage to think about where they've come from and how we can then go forward and support them.
Yeah, just another day in paradise, as they say. I'm 38, I've been doing this since I was 15. I've seen quite a lot of it, quite a lot of everything, really, to be honest. There's a lot of pressure, I think, on all of us guys. We've all got bills and responsibilities. There's money to be made here doing this, but you've got to set a target in your own head with money against family time, because you can earn as much money as you like, but if you don't spend time with your family, what's it for?
Gentlemen, how are we doing? Johnny boy? No stress, jibber jabber. Here he is, Longan.
Do you want to have a go standing up, Steve?
I've had one go before. The way my back feels at the moment.
You want to try again?
I'll leave that to the professionals.
Banter is a common ground between construction workers that helps them get through the day.
You've got 2 pairs of shorts on, is it in case your legs get cold?
Mate, I keep the vital bits warm, innit?
He puts five pairs on a Sunday.
I would say it's a level of respect that you're in each other's company.
Oh, God.
If you take that away, you take away the sense of belonging on site, I believe, and you take away the sense of what do you go to work for? Who wants to go to work and just be serious all day long?
I think the banter can be a bit overwhelming for some individuals at times, but we call it character building, you know, and it makes you the person you are. It did me, anyway.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
We know the line, you know, and I wouldn't want to intentionally push anyone over that line. I think once the head drops, then you think, oh, you might have gone a little bit too far, and then it's time to put your arm around them and say, come, look, I'm only mucking around, let's get on with it.
You're playing football Thursday? Crossbar challenge, 5-a-side football. You guys, I think you've pretty much got a full team, haven't you, now? So PDC versus a number of the construction sport networks.
Take them for a walk on that night and then bring them to the football so you've got a charge. What sort of made you like change? Was there any like something happened that made you cool?
Yeah, I had acid thrown on me. I started it all, 2008, and that led to sort of PTSD. So it done a job on me, but I've come off all right now. A few people said it straightened my looks up. Then yeah, it just led to my head weren't quite in the game for a while, and then I went on to sites and that, and then pretty much everyone was just coming around to us how we should be living our lives and what mental health was all about. And I was like, you ain't got a clue, love. I was like, you ain't got Scoobies.
You've got to be a geezer.
Yeah,
100%. You can't
You've got to knock
open up to anyone.
Yeah.
You're seen as a weakling or a weaker person, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Mental health is a massive thing. And I think to raise awareness for what we're doing here is really important, because the youngsters are important.
Banter, I believe, is what pulled us through the toughest times. It pulled me through the hard times, and I think these boys here are all about it. They understand pretty much the importance of what we're doing.
Yeah, look, we've got Gordon Ramsay's kitchen nightmares there.
And get some pickles out. To be honest, I don't know what I'd do without him, because Alfie, he never looks on the negative side. It's always the positive.
It is like having like an in-home psychiatrist, really. I could come in and just open up about anything, and she'll sit there and go, oh, well, why don't you try doing this?
This is Lo and Alfie's kitchen.
Yeah.
Alfie is very bright. He wanted to be a surgeon, but he got fed up with college and he went into scaffolding. We was all really disappointed, but Alfie loves scaffolding.
I applied to be a mental health care assistant, and basically I was working in a home with young adults with autism and schizophrenia and stuff like that. I've always kind of been good on spotting the signs when someone's starting to go down that spiral. Like you can sort of see that their head drop, or sort of shorter answers, or if they're not really engaging, that's a big sign that you've got to look out for. Sure, cheese, coleslaw and pickle.
I was a bit shocked to see that Alfie had witnessed it. And Alfie didn't tell me, obviously, because he knows I worry about it. But no, it did shook me a bit more, really, to think that Alf had witnessed that and he's only a young boy.
You've seen the construction part, so this is now the sport part, should we say. We are playing 5-a-side football. We've got a team of construction sports' finest athletes playing against PDC's rubbish athletes.
Oh, I need some gloves. All right, Kev? All right, all right.
Christy, I hope you're playing in those shorts as well.
When Rich gets the ball, he's going to put it on his right foot every time. He hasn't got a left peg.
I did watch you. I did see you fall over.
Fall over.
Go on, motivational.
Yes! Yes, Luca!
It's good for getting everyone together and getting them back, having a laugh with each other. It gives them, it's good team spirit, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Well, I think we're all quite enthusiastic now, get down the pub and have a beer, and then we'll have a chit-chat about what everyone else is going through in life and stuff like that, have a catch-up.
Have you saved someone's life?
Yeah, it was literally like, he just said, Steve, you put an event together that week, and he'd done something stupid the week before. And just that one thing stopped him from doing it. That was just a play game of rugby. Ooh.
You must be incredibly proud.
But it's not hard though, is it? You know what I mean? It's like, just creating up, just give him a kickabout. That literally saves people's lives. But the industry just thinks you can preach about it. It's just a load of rubbish.
Sniper! 20 seconds in, he didn't stop the ball and he went, oh. Shots fired.
After everyone's had a drink, then you start seeing the conversations get slowly deeper and deeper and deeper. And then as you have a couple more drinks, and they'll go, they might twig them, they'll go, oh yeah, blah, 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 this is what's happening.
I saw that therapist and it helped massively. Did it? Yeah. I had 3-4 sessions with them and they literally taught me all these breathing exercises and how to deal with things. And it massively helped.
I mean, it's crazy, yeah, from a space of not knowing each other for at all, so then maybe 3-4 hours down the line, you're having a conversation that you wouldn't otherwise be having if you hadn't played that football game, because you wouldn't have known each other. So what Steve is doing is really good for the industry.
This is just one drop in the ocean to the industry, basically. These guys are everywhere. And as you probably see with the camera, when you speak to these guys, you see them talk. They're like the salt of the earth kind of guys, and all. They're the best. They're the best people. They're the main people you know if when push comes to shove. And these guys will literally, they'll turn up for you. So we're in East London, just going to meet a lad's called Lee. He's had a bit of a tough past as such, but he's overcome a number of issues over the years, and thankfully one of these guys who's openly talking about it. How you going?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Yeah, good. That's probably a warehouse, isn't it?
Yeah. Come in, mate. I did love the job. I thought at the end of the day it was my dream job, but there was a bit of a bully boy, and he'd start picking up my work at first. Then he started on my appearance, called me fat, ugly, and thick as well, and it just led to a bit of a crap time basically. And so I walked out of that job, and 2 days later walked onto a site, and I never thought I'd actually like it. I spent 7 years working as a shuttering carpenter on sites. I don't know what really happened, to be fair. I was up there on my own, working away, and I really just had enough. I felt drained, I felt emotional. I stood there for about 5 minutes or so, and that was when somehow, and luckily, I just thought of my nan, and that managed to pull me out of it. I just managed to get off that deck, just cuddled up in a corner for a little while and just cried.
There's got to be something put in place. There's something that can be done there, surely, to literally say to people, are you mentally in the right place to be going and working on a site?
Wood itself can be very warm, very forgiving and very homely, I think. And I just like the ability to be able to think of something and then say, yeah, look, I can do it, I've made it. It can help me relax. It just take your mind off of the day-to-day stress, really. I do talks as well about my struggles with mental health and stuff like that.
Yeah, where do you do your talks then? Just kind of...
I try and do them site-based, but a lot of them have been the like yearly annual meetings for companies. I remember when I first started doing the talks, I was concerned that I was the only person out there trying to help, like on the ground. There are plenty of people in offices trying to do something, but when it comes to construction, you can't see it anywhere. The biggest thing I tried to depart on people when I talk to them about the issues that I've had is don't be afraid to talk to someone or ask, because half the time it could just be that. It could just be someone to talk to, and then that, or they can help you to get the help you need, or even just the burden, take a bit of that burden off you, I think.
I've got more blisters than I've got toes.
I'm being asked to open an exhibition of such magnitude. Yeah, it's huge for us, but it makes us realise that we're doing something right.
Everyone has their own battles and demons, so it's important to do stuff like this to raise awareness.
It can affect people at any age, any lifestyle.
You don't really know what's going on behind closed doors, and it's good that their service is there for people to come out and talk about it.
You can go through the park. There's not this park.
Yeah, I reckon. I've done it last week, so I'll recognise when I get there.
It still brings a lump to your throat. Still makes you feel a bit like I've done something special. I've achieved something, you know.
We've been kind of at the back, walking like kind of the slowest, just taking our time. You can see the backing Steve has. I think that's like 56 people turned up and done the walk, and we're all still going. Obviously, as the years go by, it will snowball, more people will know about it.
You're sexy, so
Glad it's over, really, to be honest. It was a tough old slog, really, but it's done now, isn't it? Like, recover and do it again next month.
It's not been done before by someone like us, anyway. I don't think so. For them to give us the time of day and the opportunity to do it, yeah, happy days. Yeah, it's quite cool, isn't it? I'm hungry. I'm just looking at the food and coffee, to be honest.
All right, is this all your fault? Yeah, my fault. All right, okay. Yes. And why have you done it?
I'm a true believer that sport can solve a lot of the problems of what's wrong in the industry, but just need the industry to listen.
1, 2, 3. Go on, big cheer.
The fatigue at that line was at the height of things, and when suddenly there's all the cameras there flashing away and people want to do interviews and talking, and that's gone across the whole UK and across the seas to the international audience as well.
This whole event is about kind of cultural change in the industry. That's the main theme for this year. You know, raising awareness about mental health and well-being. And, well, Steve's getting more publicity than me today. He's doing all right, I think.
There was a sense of accomplishment that when we got to the Excel Centre and everyone was sort of there waiting for us, and there was like, oh my God, these like people in the construction industry have actually done this for Steve's movement. I go out every day and I just try and make everyone else life's better. Like, that smile on Steve's face was enough for me, really.
I'm very much still that ground worker who's got this silly idea of changing the whole industry. We need to realise that the industry needs help, and we can help it if the industry just listens. And like I say, a few people said to me, I'm the thorn in the side of a lot of people, but they realise if you get behind me, I'll work with you a lot better. If not, I'll just keep them coming for you.
Details of organisations offering information and support are available at bbc.co.uk/actionline.